welcome back to Sofa Sessions. Today we are with the brilliant Giovanna Fletcher, who, can we just go through her CV? She is the presenter of Happy Mum, Happy Baby podcast, an author, a children's TV host. She is the wife of Tom from McFly, mum to Buzz, Buddy, Max, and an Instagram sensation. Anything else to add to this?
Very tired.
Very tired.
It should be at the bottom of the CV.
Well, no, this was like such a nice thing to just be sat down talking.
nice.
When you do the intro, I was like,
That's you. Okay, so we're going to ease you in with a little.
Would you rather, and some quick fire questions. Okay, would you rather sex or sleep?
sleep.
Damn right.
Does everyone answer sleep?
Yeah, absolutely. Seriously, if anyone answered otherwise, we'd be like, this interview is not working. Would you rather interview for Happy Mum, Happy Baby, Kate Middleton or Meghan Markle?
Megan.
Oh. What's your favourite swear word?
Fuck.
Good one. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Stubborn, determined, and silly.
Good ones. Who's your favourite child?
Joe. Which one sleep?
Yes. It's
No
you
one ever
today.
Actually, Jamelia does that. She said on the lives that she picks a different favourite every day. So if they're being good, you're in the right.
Yeah, it's you today. Okay, so we are here to talk about G the Entrepreneur, because you have coming out a gifting collection,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Which is available at Boots
It's
nationwide.
available now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But you originally started out going to stage school, correct?
Yes,
So
that's
where
right.
did you imagine that you would be as an adult?
I think when you start theatre school, you think that you're going to have this amazing career on the stage or in TV or in the movies, and it's all going to, of course, that's what you're going to be doing because that's what you're training for and that's the path you're on. And actually, when you actually start auditioning, it's really hard. The parts are really slim. The recession happened right after after I came out of drama school. The parts that used to filter down didn't. And I just found myself at a point where I just wasn't doing what I wanted to do, and I felt really frustrated. My agent was no longer taking my calls. Bad times. And I started doing, I started writing from there, but I never would have predicted starting a blog, doing book reviews for Heat magazine would have turned into me actually becoming an author.
And so how do you juggle motherhood and this incredible career that you currently have?
I always say that me and Tom, we don't sleep, we don't see each other, and we don't have friends. I think once you've got all of those 3 things out of your life, you've actually got a lot more time to work.
Oh, shame.
But really, is it a
so
case
hard.
of, I mean, we have less children than you and less jobs on than you, but is it just a case of slotting everything into nap times and do you get up in
nap
the
times. The
morning?
kids the kids go to bed at 7.
Yeah.
So that's our time to sit down and get working. Sometimes it's a case of they're waking up at 5:30. So I haven't got to the point yet where I'm waking up early.
Yeah.
But then I don't go to bed sometimes until after midnight because you're just in the
Yeah.
zone, and it's easier to write in the evenings because you're not getting emails and stuff. But yeah, it's a case of slotting everything in and just trying to get it done, and just kind of getting rid of the guilt in a way that's kind of, you just got to think, this is what I'm doing right now, and if I don't give it my all and worry about other things, then I'm actually wasting my time and making it worse.
Of course.
But we were talking earlier about to-do lists. And when the big to-do list comes to, like, there's things like write this book, or they're big things that never get to crossed off. They just keep getting carried over.
This is epic. Like, our biggest thing on our to-do list is do the dark washing. You're just write a book, write a whole book.
But I want to write things like that on my to-do list so I can just cross it
off.
off.
Yeah, totally. How do you juggle parenting when Tom's away? Is that a different level of juggle?
It is a different because we both write from home, we both work from home. It does mean that we kind of rely on each other to do, so we found a way of doing everything together. So it is really weird when that person's not there and you are doing it on your own. And we don't really talk actually when we're not together. It's that weird thing, you just kind of you're away working, the other person's there doing their thing, so you just kind of get your head down and get on with it. But I find the 3 of them, especially, or for me especially the middle one, getting them out of the house is the best thing ever. I don't even care if it's a walk in the field that our house backs onto, just getting them out and letting them feel free.
We say this a lot, even 10 minutes,
Get out
just get
the
outside.
house.
Makes the hugest difference.
Well, someone said, it's a forest school teacher, that your kids, they can't bounce off walls if they don't exist.
So
So
true.
it is, it's that case of
Love
just
that.
getting outside.
Amazing. And then how did you build this whole nationwide network of support that's on Instagram now?
I started sharing.
Yeah.
Literally that. I think when I've been thinking about it a lot, because obviously the next book is Letters on Motherhood, so I've been quite reflective, and And when I first had Buzz, I felt like there was a lot of filtered stuff out there, a lot of smiling people, and I just thought, why is that? Why is that not us? Like, why do I not connect with that? And I started. So I did a blog for Hello at the time, and I started with a hypnobirthing one about the labour and how amazing it was. And I just read it back and I thought that paints the picture of everything's amazing. And actually a month in, and I'm not feeling that. I'm actually feeling really rubbish and crying all the time. And I just thought, let's write another one that's actually where I am now.
Yeah.
And it's a scary thing, I think, to start putting things out there and sharing it. But then when you do, you realise that actually it doesn't matter who you are, what you have. We're all still facing the sleepless nights, the struggles with breastfeeding, or the guilt and the juggle. And I just think when you start opening up and sharing it, you kind of, all the barriers start coming down. You're not in a baby group going, I've got everything together, this is amazing. You're not trying to be Superman, you're just a human.
I think we probably find that as well, that as soon as you start to let the barriers down, then the rest of it all just comes easily. Yeah. Like it just, you're like, oh yeah, this is me. It's so much easier just being me than pretending to not.
Well, it's like the thing on Instagram stories as well. When they first came about, I can remember being really freaked out. Like, oh my God, that person's got an accent. Like, I didn't know this whole thing about who they are. And then you kind of actually, there's something really endearing and much more engaging about actually seeing someone with no makeup on in their real world. And you kind of, so I always say now, I would much rather be on Instagram kind of being me in my office without makeup on in my pajamas and go out and have people go, oh, you look good.
So true.
Having
the other way around.
Filters on,
so
and going out and people being like, is it her? Like, you know?
That's amazing. That brings us on to, we want to talk to you about the body confidence. Like, are you as confident as you seem to be on Instagram?
I think it goes like this. And I think that's a really important thing for people to realise, because I follow a lot of body confidence people online. And it's a conversation that we have, because I just think if you think that you've got to be body confident all the time and then you have a dip, you feel like you failed and that's it, you're not, but actually it's just a part of the journey. You know, because I'll have moments where I'm like, this body grew me 3 humans and it's amazing, and then we've got to go on holiday or we've got to go to an event and I open my wardrobe and I'm like, nothing fits. You know, so I think it's like that. But the moment I've discovered running this year and realising that exercise is for your mind rather than just
totally. So we heard you talk once before about how you were body shamed about a week after, was it Buzz was born?
It was Buddy, so second child, So he was in the hospital, which we had the same thing with Buzz. We kind of knew what it was. He had an infection in his nail randomly, and so we took him to the hospital, and while we were there, and I'd been crying because I felt bad about Buzz being at home and that guilt.
The guilt.
And I'd just been feeling. It was all just a bit of a weeping mess. And the nurse had come in to ask Tom for a photo, and
that's so bizarre, inappropriate.
Yeah, and she said to me, before that, she was like, "Oh look, Mummy's still got her tummy." And I was like, "Oh my God!"
A week in as well.
I don't know what to do with this.
Like even 6 months in, that's inappropriate.
Yeah,
a week in.
A week in. Well, and then I was like,
and the nurse.
And then she asked Tom for a photo, and she was like, "Oh, you can be in it too." And I was like, "No,
thanks so much."
And then she said, "Oh no, maybe another time when your face is slimmed down."
No.
Yeah. So I remember the time.
I hope Tom went over and slapped her.
I think we were just both in shock because she was being so familiar and telling us all about her life and her kids. She was a mother, and then looking after us and our child, but in kind of but so afterwards I could have taken it one of two ways, I think, and afterwards it could have completely crushed me and I would have felt terrible, but luckily for me I'd gone the other way, and I was looking at myself in the mirror a couple of days later and was like, well, how do I feel about this? Because Tom had come home and told his mum and dad, so it was obviously playing on his mind that someone had talked to me in that way. And I just thought, I've hated my body so much over the years, but it's grown me humans. It's given me the best love I've ever had, and so I just thought, actually, I'm really thankful, and I'm not going to let that person dictate how I should feel about my body or anyone else. And that kind of massively changed, and that's where. So I shared from that, and I think that's where that whole strand of what I do has come from.
Which is amazing. So out of bad comes good. Okay, so we want to talk about at home with Giovanna. So you've obviously got this new collection launched with Boots. Tell us more. Where did all this come from?
Well, I have started thinking a lot more about taking time for myself. Like you say, I'm a busy lady. And I've realised that it's actually in the small things, it's in the self-care that we do in the small moments, like having a travel mug on the school run where it's a hot coffee, which is, I've realised, is the time where I can have a hot drink and it stay hot.
Yeah.
So enjoying that and like kind of embrace, just those little moments where you just take that little bit of time for yourself. So that's kind of where it all grew from. Having 3 kids, I've had less and less time. But so it's the little things rather than the massive things I think we all put so much pressure on. I need me time. I need, an hour a day. No, you don't.
It's just so true. Like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And what I think is really nice, you've got these lists. So you've got start each heart with a grateful day, gratitude journal, and then write where I want to be notepad. And it's a to-do list, but it's not a to-do list of jobs.
Yeah.
It's a to-do list
of joy
for yourself, right? For your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Lovely.
And it's been so lovely to work on while on maternity leave. While I'm so used to having books and it's just all consuming and you have to be in your desk, whereas this is something that you can think about wherever, I've been able to do wherever I am, and
just be more
just
creative.
things that make me happy, focusing on that when you've just had a baby. It put me in a really good place.
Good.
Yeah,
but that's all that matters, really, because then you'll pass it on to other people and whoever buys it, put them in a good place.
Yeah, it makes them feel good.
Yeah. So if you were going to a dinner party, what gift would you bring?
Ooh. See, I had a thing
apart from your own
about
collection.
Okay. It's the old adverts still. They just
you know what? For me, it's the seashell chocolates.
Oh yeah, the girly.
Yes.
How do you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Okay, so chocolate.
Yeah, I know.
Petrol station chocolates, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
On the way.
Forgot about your cupboard because someone else gave you them to give
Of
it.
course. Just check the date.
Exactly.
That would been there a little while. Yeah. Okay, and then tell us all about Christmas and the Falcone Fletcher. What happens in the household?
We love Christmas. We absolutely love it. And this year, it's how everyone has to go to the in-laws. But we have both. It's always at ours. So Tom's family are always with us. But this year, it's my sister and my brother's turn to come with us.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
So everyone is over at ours.
How lovely.
How many people is that?
It was 14 last year, so it would be more this year. Under 20.
Okay, under 20 is manageable,
Yeah, I think around 17.
Okay.
How many
Jamaica.
kids?
There'll be 6 this
That's
year.
nice.
Yeah, because my sister's just about to have her
Oh,
second.
amazing.
Boy. Yeah.
And then you're like, two's easy. To her, like, what are you moaning about? You're fine.
I look back to the one, just having buzz, I'm like, obviously it's hard because it's the overwhelm and everything.
Yeah.
And lack of confidence.
Logistically, you're just like, why was I complaining?
Yeah. And even I take far less stuff with me now as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that. If that
Change your
happens,
clothes,
it's
they'll be
fine.
fine. Yeah. Oh, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
sitting and having
Thank
a
you
chat
for having
and
me.
showing us all the new products and everything. It was lovely to have you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.